Hello, welcome to today's video. It's me, Hudson the Smiler. We're here with Big Bear and Little Bear and all the other animals. So today's video is a little update about what Lee's been doing on the property. But we really want to talk to you because we're still getting lots of questions around buying property in Bulgaria since Brexit, residency. So we're going to really collate everything that we've got. We've mentioned it in the past in other videos, but we'll put it all down again in a clear video for you to our current knowledge. Now, we do know that things might be changing. There might be some leniency around residency rules. We're learning a lot more through our agents and contacts. So we may have updates on this in the weeks to come, but we'll give you some information today about as it stands, what we know. And yeah, as always, feel free to ask any questions in the comments, and that's it.
Good morning, everyone. It's Friday. Yay! Nearly the weekend. Hope you've all had a good week. We've not really been doing much here, if I'm honest. Not at the new place. It's been bitterly cold. I think we got down to about -10 at night, and it really did feel it. So we've had the pipes freezing, things like that. So we've been spending more time at our house, just keeping warm. Yesterday we did a bit of admin in VT. Today, not really sure, but let's get into it. So this wall has got to come out, as we said in some prior videos. So today I bought, hello cat. So today I bought my big hammer drill. Got some ear protection. Yeah, not sure how far I'll get with it because it is bitterly cold today, but I'm going to try. We can use any of the concrete that I take out as a hardcore for when we're building the new foundations here. Yeah, and it'll just open up the space. If I get bored of that or my back starts hurting, I might try and take down some of the chain link. Yeah, just sort of plodding along, but it should be cool. Let's see. So what I'm doing here is, let me flip it, is I'm moving all of the larger stones to here, just so that we can keep them separate. All of the smaller pieces, you know, small shards, hello cat, bricks, you know, anything like that is all going here. This will be used as a hardcore, and this stuff will all be reused. thing about this is knowing when to stop. I think we're going to take this all the way down to the ground and just stop where I started. So if we follow this entrance pathway line now, you can see it goes straight out and it misses where this wall is. So we'll go through this rubble as and when we need to. We're obviously going to dig out for the foundation, remove the top layer of soil, do an underlayment, and then we'll backfill. So all of this waste will be used. I have no idea what I look like with that hat, so please excuse me. I'm hairy at the moment. Need to have a trim. Yeah, what I might do, probably got about another half an hour here, and I'll probably try and attack some of the chain link. Every little helps at the moment, so yeah, let's do that. So first I'm just going to look through, cut any of the small wires that are around the posts. Should make it a lot easier for me in the long run. Yeah, there's quite a bit of barbed wire here as well, so I've got to be careful, but I'm going to snip it into sections and be much easier to handle. Oh, I look terrible. Okay, so I'm going to head back for some lunch. Leave this place as is for the moment. Wind's picking up again. It's been okay, but yeah, when it gets windy, metal flying around, you know, with the barbed wire and stuff, it's no good for me. And the camera was on a tripod, which fell over. Could have been expensive. Nice new camera in the mud, not great. Yeah, gonna go back for some lunch anyway. Catch up with Em and the boy, and yeah, maybe I'll head down here later. I'm not sure. Not sure.
So we had a lovely email from one of our followers on YouTube who always writes lovely comments, and he was asking some more questions over the last couple of days, and I thought, okay, let's put this in a video because, you know, I do get a lot of emails and I'm always responding to everyone, but maybe it's sometimes easier to have a video with all the information in that I can just send someone the link. So again, please bear in mind we're not official representations of or agents. We're not the embassy. We don't really, all we know is about our experience. So we'd hate for you to take our word as gospel and it be wrong, but all we can advise in is what we know through what we've done and what other people have been doing recently. Obviously, Brexit being a huge deal for expatriates, people living abroad, and people that now wish to do something like what we're doing, which is wonderful. And it's a shame that because of something like Brexit, there isn't that opportunity necessarily for people to live long term somewhere else. But I think there will be solutions, so I think things might change a little bit there. So the first thing I want to clarify is there's no correlation between residency and purchasing property. Regardless of where you are in the world or where you're from, you can purchase property in Bulgaria. You do not have to have residency to buy a property, and you do not have to have a property to gain residency. This was certainly the case before Brexit. So you can't just buy a property and presume you can live here. That's not the terms. So anybody with EU citizenship can purchase property no problem and gain residency no problem. For anybody outside of the EU, including the British, you are now classed as a third country national, so you are unable to buy property with land. Now I believe you can still come and buy apartment, maybe you want a holiday apartment, so that's no problem, you can do that, but you are unable to buy property with land unless you're purchasing it through a company. So I've mentioned this before, you need to set up and register a company in Bulgaria to purchase the property through. That's a really straightforward process. So for us, when we first came to Bulgaria, it was pre-Brexit. We were able to gain residency and we were able to buy property in our own names. Now it's post-Brexit. Our residency is still valid as we're part of Article 50. We're allowed to continue to reside here. But any more property we buy has to be done in a company's name. So for Lee and I to purchase the second property that we did back in December, we had to open a business, open a company. And I've said before, it's quite straightforward. It's essentially paperwork, and our agent does everything for you, and we just basically set it up. He goes through the courts, he registers it, and the notaries, etc., etc. So you just need a passport. Now, this company doesn't have to be an active company. You still, I believe, have to fill in a yearly return that you're earning zero revenue from the company. It's not an active company, but it still has to be created. And you can either set up a new company, brand new from scratch, or some of the agents have existing companies that people are looking to sell on to people. So what we actually acquired for purchasing the new property was a business that's already been going for 10 years. The gentleman had this company 10 years ago to buy property. He's now doesn't need it anymore, and he's looking to sell that business. So we acquired a 10-year-old company, because it gives you the ability to actually in the future, not that we're planning to do this now, but if your company is 5 years or older, you're able to purchase agricultural land. Otherwise, you're not able to do that at all. That is purely for Bulgarian citizens. So we acquired a Bulgarian company that was already existing. It was transferred into our names. The cost of us to do that, including the court fees, the notary fees, the agent fees, was 800 leva. So you're probably looking at about £350, £400. And I believe that's about the same price as it is to set up a company brand new from scratch. So you're looking at a few £100s to do that. The nice thing about purchasing property in Bulgaria, once you've got your business set up if you need it, is everything is pretty much smooth running. If you're buying a property, they've clearly got the title deed, they've been up to date with paying their annual property taxes, everything's above board and in their names. It's actually sort of legally owned by the person who's selling it to you. The process is really swift. So we actually were able to go through everything in our house sale within 2 weeks, which is amazing. I don't know of any other country that can do things quite as quick as that. So providing that's all above board, and your agent will get all the paperwork reviewed by a lawyer to ensure it's above board, and it's done swiftly, and you can have your title deeds and hand over the keys and it's yours. So we were able to do that literally. I think we got it all sorted on Christmas Eve. So by Christmas Day we were able to go and have a look at our new property. Now when it comes to fees on actually purchasing the property, that's a bit difficult because some agents charge different things. Bear in mind you've got agent fees if you're using an agent. You've got notary fees for the sale acquisition. You've also got the court and municipality fees. So they're generally around percentages of the house value. So we can't advise on that. But they're really not extortionate. Nothing like the sorts of duties that you get in the UK when purchasing property. So if you're looking, for example, at purchasing a house for 5,000, it's likely your fees are going to be between 1,000 and 2,000 on top of that, really a maximum. And then along with purchasing of the property, acquisition of a business, you might then want to have help in setting up utilities in your name, your residency if that's necessary to you, loads of admin type things. Now we've got a couple of people that we use in the city of Veliko Turnover, which is our region, that can help with all the admin and the translation, because everything has to be done through an official translator. No notary will sign anything if they are not sure that you're understanding what you're signing. So it's really important that any admin that you do is through an official translator. So, for example, as well, this week we had to register Hudson with immigration because he was born here. We finally got his UK passport, we got his original birth certificate, and we can't just go to immigration with these documents because the form needs to be filled out in Cyrillic. So it's really important you go with someone that can help fill in all the forms, converse with the ladies in immigration. So again, reach out to us personally if you're going to be looking in the Veliko Tarnovo region, because we've got people that can help you with all the admin around that once you're here. Now, what I can't be doing is giving out contacts of people that just need advice. The people that help us can't help you decide what to do remotely, but once you're here, they can help you out physically with the admin, with running around the town, getting everything you need to get signed, and everything can be done fairly quickly. You know, notaries are open, you pop in, you get your things signed, then you run there to the bank and get your statement printed out, etc. Yeah, opening bank accounts, I can help with all of this stuff. So we will happily help connect you with those services, and as long as you're kind of in the Veliko Tarnovo region, because actually each municipality potentially has different people that maybe operate under different rules, so you really need to find someone local to that municipality that knows the rules of that state, what that person in that office requires, etc., etc. That's really important. So I digressed a little bit there about residency. So as before, post-Brexit, you can't just come and live here other than a tourist visa. So tourist visas give you 90 days, then you have to spend 90 days out of the country, then you can come back in for 90 days. So you get 180 days a year with a tourist visa. So say you wanted to come and have a summer home, perfect, you can come back and forth throughout the year as long as you're adhering to the visa levels of 90 in, 90 out. If you're looking for long-term residency, you can get residency if you have an immediate family member who lives here. So, for example, Lee and I have long-term residency for 5 years. Should our immediate family, so parents or offspring, I'm not sure if it applies to siblings, I can check that, they would also be able to get residency to come and live here if they needed it. So the way around it now, if you're looking to spend longer than 90 days here, is to look at the type D visa. Now, we don't know all the ins and outs of this. Our understanding is if you're retired, it's easier to get it. But if you're unretired, it's not. You either have to have employment, you have to be coming here for education, etc. There's various qualifying criteria to be able to move here. So do your own research about type D visas, see if there's any elements there of which you're eligible to apply. But other than that, until we hear about rules changing, because things do change, Bulgaria as a country, I believe, wants people to come here. So it could be that there might be situations around getting the visa which is a bit easier. So again, as I said before at the beginning of the video, we'll keep you updated in the upcoming weeks if we hear any new information about that. But currently that's as it stands. I hope that was clear. And lastly, a big thank you to our patrons for their Patreon support. We are going to be doing some more special content for you this weekend, so do check out that. I'll send you messages. And thank you again. We've had a few people now contribute to supporting us so we can feed the animals, we can start planting a tree, maybe when the ground isn't so frozen. But yes, thank you again. So again, link in the description if anybody wants to find out a bit more about what that information is there as well.
You being a smiley boy? You being a smiley boy? Whoa!
Can't touch that, it's too expensive.